How's it going? Now it's just you. How's it going? Nice. Now it's just you. That's real solid, yeah. I want more events to get streamed. How's it going? Nice. Now it's just you. Want more events to get streamed. That's real solid, yeah. I want more events to get streamed. How's it going? Must have been a good 10 seconds. Well, I put out a mono red baby Han. hmm I'll go like channel. It's nothing specifically new. It's still mostly just the competitive stuff. Deck guides, tournament reports, tournament prep, top 10 stuff, because everyone loves some top 10 stuff. I can see your hand in your camera. Just, it didn't, but I could have. I could have if I wanted to. I'm gonna mulligan. But yeah, I launched a Patreon basically. This is like right after Gen Con, so it's doing pretty well. Right now, it's primarily just like a deck list encyclopedia. Um, it's all my testing stuff, kind of regularly updated. Uh, that's the main gist of it. I have a section there with like testing gauntlet stuff, which is like a catalog of top performing decks from actual events. So that's not like secret stuff. It's just I felt I could give like a kind of a gauntlet for people who are interested in that kind of stuff and like recommendations of what I would test against.
And the chat noted that I was mute. I actually finally fixed my crap headphone, so I no longer have the virtuoso that randomly stops, a couple of times, during a recording, and I needed to change the OBS. So thanks, gang. They can hear me now. Um, on that note, the video that you put out yesterday or the day before,
I think Thursday morning ish.
the the meta overview I thought was exceptionally helpful for getting ready for an event. I had a 1K this weekend.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I spent that one. I spent a while on. So
Yeah, and what
that,
he did was go through basically how to attack decks. Right, it's kind of like the reverse of a masterclass or your deck techs, where you talk about this is the deck and this is how you play it.
mhm.
It was like how you beat Bosk, how you beat Sabine, so on and so forth.
Yeah, and like not from any one deck's perspective, just kind of like a global thing about them.
Yeah, and I don't know if people know this because you're, Mr. Churd and then Mr. Carrera, but I mean, you actually play all kinds of stuff when you're grinding games.
Oh yeah, I don't think I'm any one thing specifically, but I know like maybe it gets that way. I mean, I just took a Ray deck that Bobby Sapphire, Mike from KTOD gave me the day before. I just like took his 60, played that.
How'd you do?
Was able to. I won a showdown with it. So
That deck is good. I like
yeah, I
that.
didn't change a single card. I was just like, it was nice. Just be like, give me the thing. I'll play it. I don't want to have to like deck
uh,
build for this.
and,
Uh,
and listen, I mean, anybody that's lucky to have, your Patreon or KTOD's Patreon has like a repository deck list that they can copy. But I mean, I think people do themselves a disservice if they like copy it to SWDB and then without playing the deck, they make like 10 changes. I mean, I think you want to like play 20 games, 30 games, get a feel for it, and then tweak it to your
yeah.
own.
I
Right.
don't. Yeah, I agree. I think if you see a deck do well, the first instinct shouldn't be what can I do to change it to make it mine. It would be let me play this and figure out the deck first. I think that's a good approach. Like it's okay to copy. You don't have to make it your own right off the bat.
Right. All right. So,
Yeah, I play a 4-1. Forgot that we were supposed to be playing.
that's right. I probably should have started, right? Because did you have initiative? Yeah.
I don't even know who had
I
it.
think
Yeah.
was
Uh,
supposed to have initiative.
um.
I'm gonna play a Battlefield Cassian,
Okay. I'll claim.
and then you played
I
that
played. Yeah, I played.
the Grit guy.
Yeah. Wait. So you're claiming?
So I would be
Sorry. Who
claiming.
went first? I don't know.
Yeah, two pro competitive players here.
You
Two.
went first.
I
Okay.
went first. I played Cassian with 2 damage on him.
Okay. I'm gonna kill him.
You're gonna kill him with Tarkin Town.
Yeah,
All right.
because you claimed right. So I'll kill him with
Yep.
time. All right.
And then I will
Yeah, you
draw.
already claimed. Whoa, I'm done.
Mm. So what's the idea with Han Red? I'll open fire the boy.
So Han Red. So like no matter which Han you're playing, you're gonna have like 35 or 30 of the same cards, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not that many, but there's like a big core of cards that you're playing because you're in Red Hero and you've got this guy that cheats out units. But I think the mono red cards are actually pretty well positioned right now. I think aggression is fantastic. Killing upgrades incidentally is just major game into a lot of decks. People are playing Darksabers, Boba's armor. Now you have Bosk all over the place, being able to just snap bounties, and you've got this just main deck powerhouse of a card that can deal with that stuff. It's a pretty big deal. I need to resource.
Yeah, I think that is great insight. I mean, I'm not on any double red decks right now, but I am running Confiscate in all sorts of decks where it kind of sickens me that I'm running
Yeah,
Confiscate.
I play that in a lot of decks too right now, and it's not great. But then you also have to look at like Bow, right? So this deck gets basically an extra copy of Battlefield Marine in its deck. That's better than Battlefield Marine, which is nice. Just incidental, good 2-drop. I think Wild Rancor with Han is fantastic as well. So like, you got enough cards, like not as many as Blue, right? Blue gives you way more total cards, but there's enough of a deck, like enough incentive. That's 9 cards that are double red. I think Chaos of War as well recently
Mm-hmm.
has gotten a lot better because of this boss deck that always has 8 cards in its hand. I actually think this deck could be quite good into these hard control decks because you got the upgrade hate and you've got just like a burn card from your hand. So I think there's a lot to like here. And like Tarkin Town's also just a good card, right? So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I felt in set one that ECL was like far and away best rare base. I think it's a lot more even between ECL and Tarkin Town set too, because of some things that happened. One of them being Han too himself.
I'll hit you for 3.
take the initiative.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'll use aggression. I'm gonna kill your K2 and draw a card.
How many cards in your hand right now?
I have 4 in my hand.
I'll do 3 to your base.
All right. And I'll claim. Sorry, not claim. And you asked me about the Patreon too, so I am in the works of expanding it a little bit to include some live content too, because right now it is, like I said, mostly a deck list encyclopedia. But I have gotten questions a lot, and like the most common stuff are, can you do more guides or sideboard strategy or talk about like matchups, and like I'd love to be able to do that in the current format, but it's really just not particularly possible. But I would like to add some kind of live uh feature where like people can interact directly a little more, and so that's I'm like toying around with some ideas for that.
Yeah, and I think I've been in it since day one. You know, I think it's great value already. I mean,
I appreciate it.
you got all kinds of deck lists.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
not just
it's
like the top 3, right? There, I mean, right now I think there's 23 or 24 in there, and there's a few more on the way. So, and like, not everything I would say is like tournament tier, but everything's basically as good as I think it can get. So,
right.
or like in my like, they're all tested, right? I'm not just like putting random 50 cards together and posting them. Like everything there, I play with. And
And I think we've run into each other on Carabas a few times, which is always funny. But
yeah,
um,
I think it's you, right? Because
I deployed
oh,
Han.
you just deployed. Okay, interesting. Should I deploy Han too?
Then it would be a Han duo as opposed to a Han solo. I don't know.
I'm just gonna hit you for 3.
Sounds right.
And I play an Obi-Wan.
Do you want me to play Obi-Wan?
I don't know if I want you to. I just think that's why you flipped before doing anything.
That is.
It is. Okay. All right. How to do this?
So when I'm looking at this matchup, I mean, I think my win cons 1, 2, and 3 are good to Luke.
All right. I'm gonna Wild Rancor.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 damage to both your guys.
We got some different tokens. We did coverage up in Appleton at a place, and they gave me a bunch of acrylic tokens that they 3D printed. It's kind of cool. So shout out to Boardlandia, which is actually a like gigantic online store too. Pro tip: on holidays they have sales. That's actually where I got the cheapest boxes of SWU I've ever gotten. Valentine's Day. All right, so we got a Rancor. He's also a 6'9". Is that right?
Well, it's a 6/8 with 2 damage on
6'8". Okay.
So 6/6 right now.
We'll hit your base for 3.
You'll hit base for 3.
I'd like the Rancor too. Like the first pass I had ready Kylo, like I stopped it for. But then the second pass where I added a couple Rancors and a couple Ruthless Raiders actually felt a lot better.
I'm gonna claim.
I'm going to pass.
You know what? You watch my video twice, you know how much I like killing Hans on the 6 resource turn, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna aggression your Han and draw a card.
Which would be
Shut off the Luke on 6. It's a pretty big deal against this deck.
Rancor has. Alright, so we will force throw Mace at your Rancor.
He's gone.
Got hit with a Windu.
I'll hit you for 3.
I did not see Mace being relevant. But it does kind of work in this deck. So you have how much left for resources?
2.
2. Play Mr. Yaris.
Flip.
Attack your base for 4 with Obi.
I'll kill Obi-Wan.
Kanan levels up. I draw a card. I'll take the initiative.
I'll play Bo. And I'll pass.
Bo can be huge late game. I mean, she's good in the early game because she's a 3/3 for 2. So it's like Battlefield Marine stats.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're running out of gas, drawing 2 cards when she dies is the thing. I think I just run Kanan at your face for 6.
All right. You heal 2.
Thank you. So down to 7. What card did it discard? Cassie?
Passing. I'll hit you for 3.
Back up to 10. Angry Wookiee will kill Han. Wes F in the chat says Han 2 Red looks like chaotic fun.
I'm gonna hit this into
Chewbacca.
tough. I'll hit it into Kanan, and I'll draw a card.
So Kanan takes 3.
You have how many in your hand?
2.
I'll mace, kill Kanan, ready.
Jedi on Jedi violence.
And I'll hit you for 5.
My base.
Yeah, and I'll pass. 2.
Ouch.
Hmm.
Luke down maze.
Don't think I can win this anymore. Uh, 5.
I do really like the synergy between Han and Blue Chewie. You know, in this set. I think the Chewbacca card just feels much better in this deck than anything else I've tried.
I agree with that. On 16, you're hitting me for 6. Yep, I got nothing. I got a lot of dudes.
All right, good games. I was holding a Carabas from near the beginning of the game just because I know you listed that as one of your most overplayed cards. Though probably not in this deck. You know, and it would be funny to nail you with it, but the opportunity wasn't to rise. I guess I just tanked the Valiant Assault ship throughout the game. But yeah, good
Yeah,
game.
that's good. You got some healing from Kanan.
Yep.
Deck definitely has a difficulty dealing with really big butts because it's just like red removal, right?
Right.
So it wants to present the big butts. It doesn't want to have to interact with them that much.
And
But I could have done like 11 damage to you this turn, but it was just a little too
yep. Yep.
close.
No, I believe you.
Getting another another big unit out was a problem.
And I'll take any Han Blue game where I draw Kanan, Obi, Chewie, and Luke with 2 force throws on curve. I shouldn't be losing that much. I didn't actually get to my second force throw. But all right, so we are going to be back after this. We got a lot of people watching now. I'm up to 22. We're going to reset decks and more games with Will.
All right, new deck, right?
All right, we are back. And what's game 2, Woo?
It is the deck that I took from Bobby Sapphire's alt account. Mono Blu-ray. Won a showdown with this. Yeah, it's good. Him and Stevie built this kind of
And
deck, and
I liked it too. I mean, we sleeved it, except all my Vigilances and Lukes are in my Han deck I just played, because I played that at a showdown. But this deck is good. And I thought sure it, like, double blue was good set 1. So it was good to see it make a hero blue make a resurgence. So
I've been trying a similar show with Churret, obviously changing some stuff to like feed into Churret's ability a little more, so a bit more investment into him as a leader. And I do think the mono blue stuff, like Queel is an absolute absurd card, and Vigilance being cheaper definitely helps a lot into aggressive decks. Um, you think it's like, well, if that's it, is that even worth it? But turns out sometimes it is. Like just a couple powerhouse cards can really flip a deck, and like there are some other ones like Sugi is a solid double blue card. 4/6 stats for 4 is just good. And
yeah, yeah. I don't know about. I mean, a lot of the double aspect cards are hit and miss. Like I don't know about like mid-range repairs and that kind of thing. I do actually think Protector has a place, but I don't think
yeah,
he
so
runs that.
I'm Protector and Churret. He can really just like
Mm-hmm.
like especially if you have enough stuff to like heal him, and like that's also where you would think maybe midnight repairs could be good. Although I think it might still be too narrow, but um,
And there was a double blue Ray, which was 2 off the KTO do list at the 1K I just played today. Some guy named Mike Gem in the chat is saying what a deck. I don't know who that is.
I don't either.
All right. Let's flip for initiative. Later night, later dark.
Light.
Light. Your
All right,
initiative, Ray.
I will go first.
We initially thought we'd do Han Green versus Blu-ray, but that game might literally take 45 minutes before we get to the end of it.
Move your hand back a little bit. There you go.
Well, I'm gonna mull
I
it.
think it's because like the angle of your camera is like right above you, isn't it? It's like
Yeah, it is, and it's there, and it actually happens mostly
mine's
when I'm
like
starting, but you know, it's tough playing games. I think it's pretty cool that I can play games with my friend from New York, like live through YouTube. It's nice living in the future.
what are you thinking of the new set so far? I'm having a hard time evaluating just because it's like it's so synergy based with so much stuff that it's just hard to tell without the full picture. But
Yeah. Um, I guess I have a lot of thoughts about the new set. So, one of the thoughts I have about the new set is that I think it's going to be a blast unlimited with this like coordinate and exploit stuff.
sure. I think all these sets have been pretty fun with limited, so I don't like limited is just fun, right?
Yeah, and you're one of the best limited players I know. I remember drafting, several times, with you. I mean, it's the people that
Good times.
that build decks. I mean, certainly set 1. I mean, it was tough to take a game off you. Because we played so much. It's hard to have that much time to do as you're prepping for PQs and that. So I haven't done that much work with proxies yet for set 3. I'm as a green red villain player. I'm excited for Maul Unit because I think he fills a role that we need with
Yeah, he's like slightly better IG-88 or IG not 88.
ID11.
IG-11. He's slightly better IG-11 for your ECL fun.
Yeah, and he's like at the same price point as Seventh Sister, but like good in things other than Inquisitor. Um,
Yeah,
so
Seven Sisters kind of a flop in my opinion, but just
yeah,
I'll lead with Queel. That
and I will take the initiative.
okay. I'll pass.
Um, but I tend to think, I mean, Dooku is a really cool leader, and I think he'll be strong.
Yes. I do think Dooku looks like the one that's meant for constructed. I think, like coordinate, I do not think is going to be a constructed mechanic. I having a hard time seeing how a deck revolving around having 3 units in play to get like marginal bonuses is gonna
Uh,
be
I
a
think,
top tier thing.
I think so too. And that said, and the other thing is exploit seems good, but I mean,
Yes,
really, that makes me want
cheating resources seems good, right? That's
right.
kind of
Though it also makes me kind of want to look back to the Monoyola decks with all the bounce, because that's how you deal with that level of research sheet. So I mean, we'll see how it goes. I've really,
yeah, for
really
sure.
been
That's
impressed.
gonna be tough. Like you cheat something out and you get waylaid, and it's like, oh god.
Yep. And now all
But you want your big stuff to be doing things when you come into play. Like Gore will already give you value. So will that big ship, Dooku's ship that makes like 4/1/1s when he comes into play. So like the idea here is that even if you get bounce, you don't sacrifice all your value. But
yeah, and I think that's a design. And like the
it's
war,
your turn, by the way.
there's like the battle droids, right? Where when defeated, they make
Yeah.
more battle droids, so they like combine into one, and then they go back out. I'm going to play a super laser tech.
You're gonna play a super laser tech. All right, I'll hit you for 2. I'll reveal Concord Dawn Interceptors. Add it to my hand.
Hey, that was one of your most overrated cards.
It was. But I also made a video reviewing all my calls, and I took back a few of them, including saying Concord probably wasn't worth the slot there.
Yeah, it's
And then also I backtracked to Dr. Pershing a little bit, I think. Uh, yeah. I'll play Village People.
Matty Gems, one of his favorite cards.
And I will pass. Yeah, so top leaders so far for me. Let's see. Twilight or Republic.
Yeah,
Count Dooku, I think, is definitely the number one interest for me in terms of building. Also, like, man, he's a 5'9". He's bigger than Vader. It's kind of crazy.
yep.
Um,
How do you feel about Newt? We had Gudo the Gamer ask about
mm,
that.
it's hard for me to say I think a 2/8 for 6 leader is going to be good enough, unfortunately. He is not going to help you stabilize at all when he flips and it's so late. And his action, I mean, it's definitely like all about exploit, right? 2 or more units, you get a droid. So, like, it's kind of like you're buying back your units that you're exploiting. You're like, oh, you're getting spotted, but it seems like it might be really hard to get enough value out of that, especially when the leader itself is so weak.
All right. So, yeah, we're actually getting all kinds of chats about set 3 cards. I think we'll do this. You suggested we not take an intermission last time. I'd be able to display cards. Let's do popcorn with the chat. They also want to know your thoughts about cards, which I do too. So maybe we'll do that right
Sure.
after this.
You want to do the game and then do that? Or,
Yeah, let's finish the game. This shouldn't take too overly long, and then we'll go over those because
uh,
they just mentioned there are 2 of them, which I think is another card that deserves some discussion.
kill my shield. You're going to 5, right?
I am at 5.
5 resources. Okay. I'll Queel. I'll draw Queel.
Huh? I guess you've spoken. Play Death Star Stormtrooper.
I'll hit you for 2.
We'll buff the Death Star Stormtrooper.
I wonder what you're planning. No idea what you could be doing when you're discarding Palpatine. Huh. All right, I'll play Kanan.
That's a good card.
Yeah. Remember, the card everyone wants to cut from every deck always. And then he always finds his way back in.
We actually had a fun conversation about Kanan, I think, when you dropped your Hot and Blue video.
Yeah, and I cut him, and I put him back.
Yep, you do. And I like it, because you're no...
I was trying Ray in that spot. I was like, if there's ever a time to play Ray, it's this, and he's still better, so,
And I reminded you of a quote from the estimable Woo, who did the Turret Masterclass, when you said, don't cut Kanan. So, but yeah, Kanan's pretty good. Ray Unit, I think, will find something eventually where she's good.
Oh, I disagree.
You don't think so?
Nah, I think she's a 5-cost do nothing. I don't like those.
I don't know, I'd like to see the ability to do something.
Is that which saber is that? Fallen?
Fallen.
What you doing?
I'm thinking I'm going to run over the village people, and then 1 damage splash to the other ones.
All right. I'll keep that.
You decided not to attack my 5 damage stormtrooper. Shocking.
Wheel into Stormtrooper.
They trade.
Obi.
That's negative. Now you're at 5 resources still, right? Because I ramped 1.
I'm at 5, yeah.
There's X in here somewhere. Use the energy conversion lab to throw a Kylo at Kanan. He'll take 4 back, and he'll buff Kylo. Kylo, so conceited, he buffs himself.
Yep. All right. I'm gonna kill Kylo with spell.
Kylo unit. Alright, so Kylo leader swings at you for
Cards in your hand.
2. So he's a 3 damage.
Plus 3, plus 2.
Plus 3, plus 2. So that's 8.
I take 8. I'll play a Moisture Farmer.
Farm and moisture. Take the initiative.
All right. So 4 in hand, but you resource a 3 in hand right now.
Yes, I did. I thought I had no chance this game. Trying to remember if Mike's list has Rivals Fall in it or not. Seems like not a card you would add.
Mhm.
Oops. Kylo and a Death Trooper.
Gonna play Obi. Actually, how much damage is on him? Oh, only 2, not 3. That's interesting then. 2.
Oh, Rezi, the Sky guy in the chat says coordinate will absolutely be a constructed mechanic who's extremely underrating it.
That's
Maybe.
fair.
I'll tell you what, if he does, he'll actually own it later.
I'll play a Village Protector.
So that gives you 4 for takedown, huh? Now Kylo, because of the on attack, does just kill the village people. I'll pass.
You'll pass.
Sure will.
I'll flip Ray.
I'll attack into the village people. They'll die. Kylo will take 2. Ray will take 1.
Lightsaber on Ray.
Which one?
Jedi.
Jedi. That's pretty good. I'll take the initiative.
I'll hit your base for 5 and heal 3.
Seems good. Okay, go to 11. This actually turned out to be kind of a good game.
I will pass. I agree with you. This is quite tight. Which...
Shows what we know. I've also been kind of high rolling a lot lately. Poor Frank's got the back end of like high rolling Gideon. You know, it feels like I should put a warning label on it that you don't get reinforcement walker every TDR. All right, so Ray has. She wasn't able to give it herself an experience because she had the saber already, right?
She has 8 health.
So she has 8 health remaining.
5-8.
Yeah. So barrage on Kylo. I have 2. So yeah, it's 3, 3, 2 for 8.
Oh, not have Luke, so I will just play an Obi.
And that puts you at 1 remaining resource.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's too much you can do with that. I'll play a phase.
I'll play an R2. I'll keep that on top.
Three damage to your base.
I'll claim.
Stormtrooper into Obi. Vader into Obi. Vader takes 4 back. R2 levels up. Kylo swings for 9 now to 20. And then R2 gets a splash from the saber.
Yep.
Then I'll pass.
All right. R2 will kill your 3/3. Let's keep that.
Scared. I haven't seen Vigilance yet. Why would you do that if you had removal for them? Maybe you don't care. One's going to hit you anyway. We'll hit Vader at your base for 5.
Yeah, I'll kill Kylo and heal 5.
Three to your base to now 23, right?
20.
20.
I'll play a restored art.
What were you before the heal? Oh, must be right.
And maybe I made a mistake, but I actually don't know. It was took 9 from Kylo last turn, and then you hit me for.
I think you're at 25 as we started. So I think with the when Vader hit, you were at 25. So I think you're at 20.
I went to 20. Yeah, 20. I mean, sure, I'll take it. I don't really remember.
We got other stuff. All right, and then we are going to. I think the restored arc's probably on the wrong side.
Okay.
We're going to play a Ruthless Raider, 2 to your base, 2 to R. You can kill R2 with that, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Take R2.
All right. I'll claim.
I'll pass.
All right, you got me. Good game.
Good game. And I had several pulpit returns, that I've been saving up, but it seemed better to play on curve as I went through that. Yeah, good match today. We got 40 people watching. At least a few of you need to join Woo's Patreon right now because he's got great decks. And
not this one though. This one's not my deck.
right under the bus. Right
no,
under
I'm
the bus.
kidding.
That's a great deck. Okay.
No, I actually mean I really like this deck though. That wasn't meant to be throwing it under the bus. It was just meaning you won't find this deck that I just played because I did not design this.
So Blu-ray is an amazing deck. I think that I thought I had, because I played a lot of Kylo Reanimator. I thought I had probably like a 30-40% chance of winning. But Kylo is one of those decks where if it actually gets the exact cards it needs because it's a combo deck, it's really, really good. And you knew throughout that game that I could drop a Palpatine on you. And you were playing like it to kind of play around it a little bit. So.
Oh, you're disqualified, by the way. I gained 3 life from the Ray attack that you never did.
Oh, there we go. busted. I don't think it would have changed the result, but
It would not.
it is charred changing things. So if we're ever talking about life totals, it's hard to explain if you don't like do streaming and run OBS and stuff. But I have to move a lot of different things where I do miss life totals. So I appreciate when my opponents correct me. But you know, it's different than a tournament where you're writing it down on a notepad as you go. So you have something to check against. Okay, so let's actually do this popcorn segment, though. So where we talk about set 3 cards. I can do this.
I'll get something out in the meantime. It's a fun one.
Fun one. Then I'll play Gideon as the next deck into you. I was shocked to see how Gideon Yellow deck pop up on your Patreon. So, for all the people asking.
It was nice to see some Blu-ray there just as I hopped on.
And there's there's
Blu-ray's
McBobber.
been fun.
Hey,
We are kicking.
What's going on?
We are kicking it OG late night gaming. We're gonna just pop up, and the chat's gonna ask us about random set 2 cards, and let's see what we think about them. I think that'll actually kind of be a cool thing here, and then you guys can play next game. All right, so the one that kind of made me first want to do this, and I just got to do a source here, and I'm gonna try it like so. Yeah, if you notice today our coverage, one thing that we do is we have cards that we can talk about now, and it's not the cool. It is not the cool thing that Poem did with the voice thing that was kind of inconsistent, but when it worked, it was great. But it's just like window capturing one for SWUDB. So I'm going to do the same thing and put these cards up. Because there's a couple I want both of your thoughts on. Were you at locals today, McBobber?
I was, yeah. I actually built the Blu-ray today for my locals, so
How'd you do?
it's good timing. I did pretty good. It worked out. My deck's probably not as refined as Woo's here, since I just threw it together, but seems good.
So it's here. Yeah, and I've played one in real life game with Blu-ray. But all right. But I think it is great, and I think it actually plays very well into a lot of meta decks. If there's ever a deck that you can tech to beat Sabine consistently, it's Mono Blue Hero. All right, but let's talk some cards. Let's talk some spoilers. I think this is kind of cool. People are looking at set 2. I saw this reveal. It's a 3-cost trick. Now there are 2 of them. What do you two think?
Yeah, I saw that. I think it's a legendary.
It is.
I think there's a lot of potential for this one. I mean, 2 resource discount. Seems good.
So, I think so too, and I think that in the right deck... Oh no, what happened? The card went away. In the right deck, it may be busted. Because... Oh, I know what I did. Let's see if I can get it back up again.
Yeah,
Because
2 resource cheat is significant.
But
it is also, you're also spending a card, right? So you have to remember that it's not like you are the same way like sneak attack is a resource cheat, but you also like get yourself into danger sometimes with the card advantage. Here you're getting the guy permanently with like the sneaks and the triple dark grades. Actually, isn't there another one like this that just came out that like when a unit dies you can bring it back?
That rings a bell.
Yeah.
There's another very similar. They're all in yellow. There's like another one that lets you resource cheat something back into play that died this turn or something.
All right. Yeah, no, and you mentioned triple dark raid. It actually is the exact same discount of just triple dark raid, which is very powerful. And it feels to me like more controllable, but it has to come from your hand, right? Triple dark raid draws you a card. This is like
That's
that.
two restrictions, right? It's from your hand, and you have to have it match a trait of exactly one unit that's in play. And the unit doesn't come in ready, right. All the other ones cheat the unit into play, and this one doesn't. It like plays it for real. So maybe
Yep.
the absolute upside's a little higher because you get to keep the unit. But
All
Yeah,
right.
it's like you don't get it ready, but you do get to keep it. So that might be better, but maybe it depends on the unit.
All right. And if one of you guys want to go to, so the way I'm doing this with the cards, I can't look at the YouTube chat and have it work. So if one of you want to go like get the chat cards, but I'm gonna pull up the next one here. What about this droid cohort? This is the 1 cost yellow upgrade that when defeated create a battle droid token.
sure, it's a card.
It's made of cardboard. It's a
I
common.
mean, it's like 1 cost for +2/+2, kind of. If you squint, it's split over 2 things. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like it, all this like stuff just seems so like synergy dependent that it's like kind of hard to.
This seems kind of like okay in draft and sealed to me, if you're trying to use exploit, right? Because
You don't want to exploit the unit you attach this to. You want to you want that unit to die and then exploit the droid. It's like kind of weird.
true. So if you exploit it, you get another thing to exploit later, if that's what you're trying to do. All right.
Yeah, I find it difficult to evaluate a lot of these token related cards in a vacuum without seeing everything because it's so based on synergy.
Where's the one I'm thinking of? We were playing Double Red before. We have our friend Mr. Bones, who I think is one of Afro's droids. Is who the character is. It's a 1
Actually,
cost.
Snap Wexley's droid.
Who's Snap Wexley, McFarber?
That was one of the pilots played by Grabe Grumberg in Episode 7, The Force Awakens. When he was young, he had Mr. Bones. That was his droid.
And he's Double Red. I perform violence, which is what his Destiny card said. In fact, I think there was a card that said I perform violence. And then on attack, if you have no cards in your hand, deal 3 damage to a ground unit.
Seems good for Mono Kylo.
He's weird. It's a 2 cost 3/1. I thought it was a 1 cost 3. Oh, it is a 1 cost. Sorry,
It is a 1 cost.
Yeah, okay.
Yep, he's a 1. So he's like
Okay.
another.
Yeah, it's like another trooper but it has upside.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting, and like Bo-Katan's kind of like that too, right? She's like a battlefield marine, but a little bit of upside, but not a ton.
Gonna be a problem with these decks if droids are all over the place. To be playing like X1s though.
And I wonder if we'll get a
True.
leader that's red. That
We will likely get a leader that's red.
thanks, buddy. But that relates to Mr. Bones, the Star Wars character, right? Maybe the guy that McBobber was talking about. I mean, could you have another Afro? I don't know. A droid. Maybe
I could see him being a unit, but I just don't think that character is prominent enough to be a leader. But not until we get like deep into the game where we start getting some more obscure leaders.
Who knows? Maybe we'll have a K2 leader. We have Andor season 2 happening around set 3. You know, maybe Disney has it all tied in for us.
Yeah, I mean, we did have Snap Wexley in Destiny. Not that he was very good, but he was in there.
All right. Or Double Red. Twice the Pride. 2 cost, +4/+0, deal 2 damage to attach unit. It's like the ultimate high risk, high reward, right?
think that card's pretty good.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be pretty easy to squeeze that into a turn and get 4 damage out of it, at which point you're probably pretty happy. And
Your
it's also got like removal. It's like emergency removal because you can put it on an enemy's unit to deal 2 to it. So
your fifth
Yeah, that versatility is great.
your fifth brother hits for 9. If this goes on him, right?
he hits for 9 if he wants to ping himself, yeah. Anything with grit, of course, but even without grit.
Where's the card that they... Alright, here's the theme. 1 cost tactic, I have the high ground. A friendly unit, each enemy gets -4, -0. Attacking that.
Yeah, that one I don't love, to be honest. It's like you have to play it on a Sentinel, right?
Yeah, I picked it because you were just running Blu-ray a second ago. It seems...
Yeah, I mean, it's like okay, right? It's just like could be like there's a lot of play around.
Make it hard.
I see the potential, like especially like with the Obi-Wan leader, you know, where you can guarantee a Sentinel. But it's tough. It's always tough for those combo cards. It's hard to know if they're going to work out.
I think overall, I think the power, like compared to set 1, then the other 2 sets are definitely going to feeling more ancillary. Like I feel like the core power is in the first one, and then you get like role playing stuff more. Unless you're Sabine, I guess, with set 2, where like Poe Record Darksaber just kind of like blew up that deck completely. But
With this, equalize. 3 cost double blue, -2 to 1 unit, and if you have less units than the other, -2 to another.
I think it's fine, right? It's like make an opening kind of at its, but it's like probably a higher ceiling. You have to like be down 2 units though to get 2 kills.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
like it
you,
seems like it was made for like hard control, you know, where you barely have any units.
Yeah, I mean,
once you kill 1, right, the other effect only goes off if they still have more than you though. So
True. Yeah, and we'll have to see if these tokens really catch on to where people are going to go wide more.
yeah, it's almost anti-tack, and I don't know if we'll have like a resurgence ever of like Iden Blue used to be, where it was.
I think I would play this card in a mono blue deck. Like I think I'd probably play it over make an opening. So
I think I would too.
it's just, but it's not like I'm not like super hyped about it. It's just like marginally better than make an opening a lot of the time, just because, especially because these mono blue decks already have so much healing a lot of. So like, I'd rather get the potential double kill.
Interesting that Sabine's on the art. You know, a lot of cards that are events have like, it seems to me, that they have like Relentless Pursuit with Cad Bane, right? It's pretty good in a Cad Bane deck. I mean, double blue, you know, with Sabine on it. Just if there's a blue Sabine leader, that'd be kind of shocking. I suppose it could be. All right, this one I think is meant for Grievous. A fine addition. It's a 0 cost supply. If an enemy unit is defeated, play an upgrade from your hand. Or any player's discard pile, or ignore its aspect penalty.
I mean, it's made for buying back bounties. It's like,
is this not busted in Bosk?
it's just for bounty, but yeah, I mean, it seems like that's the only thing I can imagine like consistently wanting to do with it.
Yeah, that clearly seems like that's where it's meant to go.
I think it's meant to go in Grievous with the unit's ability. Get you.
Come on, Grievous doesn't have text on his card. What are you talking about?
That text it's so strange because like by the time you get 4 lightsabers on him, he's going to be like 15 power.
It's just fun. It's flavor text. It's like it's not a real thing.
Pretty much. It's like, I think if you have a 15 power unit, you've already won. You don't care about killing 4 guys.
Thing is, he has so many words on him, but he is actually just a really good card because he's a 3 cost 4/4 in blue villain, which is like what? But also, who cares what the words on the card say other than that?
So we're putting there.
Blue villain has got like all of a sudden it's like, oh, we can have good early units, and that's exciting. There's like 3 of them that are just like, yes.
And we're actually looking at Grievous now, which is that card. The other thing I'll point out about him is he's an official for some reason. I mean, who knew that General Grievous had administrative responsibilities?
Well, he's a general of the Separatist Army, right?
Oh, well, why doesn't Vader have official? Come on,
I
guys.
don't know. I guess it's not. He doesn't have an official military rank.
I'm gonna go with they made him not have an official for balance reasons because him pulling an Emperor's Royal Guard in a Palpatine deck was probably deemed a little too good.
Yeah,
I'm going with that as the reason. Not everything's for flavor, right?
Yeah, but I mean, this card could play in blue Palp, right? This Grievous card.
Sure, but the 3 cost is kind of a weird slot for officials because that is where the Royal Guard is. But we have reached like a critical mass of blue officials at this point where like you can't just play a heavy blue Childson deck with Emperor's Royal Guard as one of your few non-blue.
Oh, or like not be dealing with Chili and pulling this guy with Vader. Well, that's not bad.
Yeah, no, it comes out of Vader. It's nuts. So does the other guy. There's a 3/4 Sentinel that comes out of Vader. The calculating Magna Guard.
Ooh, yes, that was an old one. Let's talk about that. One of the earlier ones.
It's like, see, like these are the cards that I think like they're not the most exciting. They're not even like really based on the synergy from the new set, but they're the ones that I think are pushing like existing things to another level. They're like strong in a vacuum as opposed to like needing a bunch of synergy.
Right. And I mean, look at what blue is going to be able to do for villain. I mean, you have Pike at 2, this guy at 3, and then Chili at 4. Lieutenant Childson.
Did you see Rune Hako? I don't remember.
Not yet, but that's next.
Well, he's a 2 cost official. It's like one of the best 2 drops in the game.
Oh, that's the 3/2, right?
Yeah.
Let's find that. Oh, I want to talk about that ship too. Let's get Rune Hako. Trade Federation. He's a scheming second. Who does number 2 work for? A 3/2, and when played, if a friendly unit was defeated this phase, you may give a unit -1/-1 for this phase.
It's just upside, right? Like, it's a very clean card.
Yeah. I mean, stuff like Inquisitor and Han leave their units.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, I don't think you even need to like worry about triggering this. That's kind of like it's the upside, but like, I like you sometimes even would like say we play Viper Probe in decks, but like this is just you're just playing this over any other basically 3 power and 2 drop in villain anything like controlling.
Yeah,
That's
and not only that, like, I mean, Vigilance, it needs to have 3 health, Takedown 5. I mean, there's blue cards that you need to change the health total, and then it like changes the math, right? How good is it for Sabine to get a medal ceremony, so that she can't be takedown anymore? I mean,
you get like this incidental 1/1, like when your 2 drop can be late game value too, really good. And like this can come out of Vader, which is also really good. It's an official, right? So it's a 2 drop official in blue. So again with the Royal Guard, if you want to go that way. It has separatist, so that's gonna matter for Dooku stuff because of the exploit, and like you can exploit this for free. You can like sack a droid, play this for free, give something 1/1 -1/1. So like it just like does a lot, and its floor is just I'm a blue 3/2, which is not a stat line we've had yet. So
Yeah. All right, and you know you're well known as being anti-Ketsu. So why is this good and Ketsu bad?
because this is a reactive card, it's not an aggro card. Like, you're okay. Like this is going to be attacking into your opponent's units, and Ketsu is not, right? Ketsu dies to your opponent's units too easily. You don't care if people are attacking into your Rune Hakos. Right. So it's archetype related.
Yeah. No, I think so too. Though, I mean, with the rise of Bosk, I mean, maybe if that just keeps growing, you consider a Ketsu. Though,
Ugh.
confidence. It
What are you gonna?
Just
No, don't do that.
don't
I don't
consider
know.
Ketsu. There's too many good
Don't.
cards for Sabine.
There's too many good cards, and it's not even a rebel. Just
All right. What did I? Malevolence. This is Grievous's secret weapon. I think that was that big battleship that crashed during Clone Wars in that episode, right? But it's 9 cost, but with exploit 4, restore 2, and when played, give an enemy unit -4/-0 for the phase, and it can't attack.
I don't know. Like it, I just the exploit stuff. It's just so hard to speculate on it. You really need to start putting all these cards in a deck, like all these droid making cards, and see like how easy it is to cheat this stuff out and how powerful it is when you actually do that. Because of course this is nowhere near as good as like Avenger at cost, but
Right.
Yeah, I wonder how punishing Waylay is going to be too against these super expensive exploit cards.
yeah, like this gets punished hard by Waylay.
I mean, mono yellow.
Cantina Bouncer.
Yeah. I think the Waylays are going to come back in every yellow deck. And then there's...
Well, especially because Waylay effects kill token units, so
right.
It's like you have another use for them now.
The Boba Blue that Top Madison was running Super Laser Bounce. Maybe that card will actually get play. I don't think it's very widely played. Evacuate's the name of the card.
I think you need, yeah, like you need your big exploit stuff to like do things quicker than I think this like Gore maybe. But also it's nice that Dooku can give things that don't have exploit, which is like a bigger deal.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the base exploit stuff might be decent for like a Newt Gunray deck, where you kind of get rewarded for exploiting. But you know, it's hard to know for sure. That's all if it's all going to come together.
All right. Last one I'll pick. Django Leader. I mean, we all agree that Dooku's the best revealed leader so far.
I
At the
don't
very
know.
least, he's the most interesting.
I'm kind of interested in Newt Gunray.
Ah.
I talked smack about Newt a little while ago.
Well, I mean, how good he is depends on how good exploit is.
Right.
My worry is even if exploit's good, he's just a 2/8 that costs 6. It's like a problem for like board stabilizing when your leader is that weak at the 6 cost.
Feels kind of Thrawny.
It's like
I just like
feels
this.
more like Jabba, to be honest. It's like
Yeah.
I'm more into the leader ability than the the leader unit.
you have
in
to
his
like get
case.
paid back for some of your sacrificing.
And, like, it doesn't cost, right? It has conditions.
Yeah, I like free abilities.
You can do it for free, so that part's good.
Yeah, you could.
I definitely underrated Hondo until I saw it in action, and now I really like it. But that's another one where you give experience for free, which is way better than paying 1 for experience.
Sure.
Free
But
stuff's
I mean,
good.
is Hondo good?
Oh, yeah. We'll have to Hondo later.
He's okay. But like, I think he also suffers from a similar issue with like the stats at the 6 cost. Like,
There's that. Though, he can get gigantic if they don't know what they're doing. Counting on your opponent to be bad is not a...
Cobert's strength's pretty good on Hondo.
That's busted good.
I think Hondo is better than I thought he would be, but I don't crown him as
No, I'm with you.
He doesn't qualify as competitive.
Like a lot of things are in that like competitive adjacent where they like can spike things, right? Especially when a good player is playing with it. Like I know there's some good players like George like plays Hondo and he wins with Hondo, so it's like it's good enough to win, right? That by definition.
And he does it wearing a badass hat, which is pretty cool.
I think maybe it's like, I mean, it doesn't win that much, I guess, is the like we know what wins most things, like what top 8's all the time. Like it's not a mystery. We see it over and over again. So then there's that next tier where it's like the pool of whatever, where they can all like spike an event or something. Like most things fall in that tier, except like Hunter will never fall in that tier. But, like,
yeah,
You don't see any future like set 5 where Hunter's good when you can get like all your units have multiple
oh
copies
yeah,
of the same name.
future maybe, just like right now, there's just like no way. Like there's just not enough dual named units, right?
and they did playtest 6 sets, and we don't know what rotation's going to look like, whether it's going to be 3 or 6. I think it'll be one of the two. But it may be that there's stuff that's so good later they had to tune some things.
I still think it's unlikely he'll break out, just because, like, I mean, is his ability better than Cassian's ability? Like, it's still just at in the end of the day, it's paying 1 to draw a card, and like we kind of see that be on other leaders like Cassian, and it's just like not a particularly exciting ability a lot of the time. So his takes a lot of work just to get that draw.
And maybe if we had stuff that like did more things, the more cards you have in your hand.
Chaos and War.
Yeah, but like good things, not things that hurt you.
Not the wrong thing.
Well, it's good when it's good if you're playing into Oscar Hondo. All right, I just showed Hunter up there. All right, let's go back to some set 3 stuff. What do you guys think of Django later?
Do you want to say it or should I say it?
You say it.
You take the floor.
It's just not going to be as good as Boba, man. There's just no way. So like, that's it. It actually looks like a pretty good leader to me, but it's just not. It's not going to be as good. It's 4/7's better than 3/7. Resource cheating is better than the like exhausting sometimes. He still gets Fet's Fire Spray, so he's like by default going to be pretty strong. But yeah, I can't imagine a world where he usurps Boba.
Oh, maybe we'll get Django's armor as a card.
Django's armor. That's it. It gives you +4/+4, and you're just...
Whenever you attack, you deal 1 damage to every unit in play or something, and then he just attacks and exhausts everything.
Oh, don't give him ideas. Don't give them ideas. But, like, if you barrage off a Django, you can exhaust the Lord, right?
Yeah, if you barrage off a Boba, you just kill more things, though.
Because he's got armor.
And he's got more innate power, right?
All right, so we're looking for the Django Fett armor reveal. So when Tyler comes on, he might have the Django Fett armor. All right.
When a friendly unit deals damage to an enemy unit, I mean, you can always look at like if there's other units that like do that kind of, like there's that ship Elite P-38 Starfighter. I mean, I actually think that card's awesome. The 3/2 for 3 in Cunning Villainy that when played, when defeated, deals a damage to a unit. So like that's obviously really good with Django too, because like it also like taps something down.
Right.
But that ship is going to be just good regardless because it's really good.
Yeah, like Ruthless Raider, you get to exhaust people. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. For sure. Like the ability is actually pretty good, I think, like overall. It's just like I look at him being a 3/7 and I'm like, it's not as good as 4/7. It's a big, and he's just in that color. He's in that color, and it's also like a tempo oriented ability, which is already what the other guy is.
I'm just hoping for Cad Bane's hat in set 3. Let's give some other guys some help. What about this card? Sword and Shield Maneuver. 2 cost, give each friendly trooper raid and each Jedi unit sentinel.
This just looks like a win more card. Like if you already have troopers and Jedi, like you're doing pretty good. Do you really need this? I don't know. It's so specific.
I mean, I get the theme here, right? You got the Jedi, you got all these troopers. Now the Jedi blocks for all the troopers, then you get to raid with all the troopers. Like, no, probably not.
All right.
Unless there's some like Jedi that spawns a bunch of troopers.
It has the Jedi tag on an event. Maybe that'll matter.
All right, so I am now in the chat. I realized I have 2 monitors and I don't actually need to see my OBS window. So, anybody out there wants to shout out a set 3 card for us? What do we miss? Let's see what else I can find.
Yeah, Jimmy DeHaan thinks Django Showcase will look good, and I bet he's right.
I bet he's right too. Fantasy Flight, if you're listening, give out like sweet alt art leaders and units for prizes, please.
You don't like the legal authority?
I love legal authority. I was actually checked to see if anybody slotted it today. Nope.
They just didn't have the authority.
Put this one. Invisible Hand. 8-drop. When played, create 8-drop 4/7. When played, create 4 battle draw tokens. And on attack, exhaust any number of friendly separatist units and deal 1 damage to the base for each unit exhausted.
That's pretty cool. I think ideally with Dooku, right? You get it out for 6 resources. And then you get a bunch of food.
And if you can ambush it, it does it right away, right? So if it
You can, yeah. I mean, how are you ambushing with this? Piet, I guess. Like,
timely.
Yeah,
it's too bad the droids you create can't work for the on attack ability.
It also like doesn't hit ambush very well. It's only 4 power. Like I'm not particularly excited about this card in terms of attacking and doing the on attack. I'm more just like this is 5 units at once, right? That this is like I'm gonna play this and then I'm gonna use the board wipe or something.
And it's also it's in that like Ruthless Raider range with its attack being under 5. Because a lot of times decks are running Fel to deal with Avenger and Devastator and that kind of thing where you can't get Invisible Hand that way.
Yeah, but even if you E8 like 1-for-1 removal, you still get 4 other units, and that's kind of like what this is like to set you up for exploit goodness.
Right.
Like the exploit 4 board wipe is like the first thing I'm looking at with that.
Here's a hot take. Will there be a competitive deck playing Pong Krell in set 3?
No.
Because of the IG-88 corollary, he dies to open fire.
5 cost 5/4.
I mean, that's like the max green Dooku deck is like double green trying to do that kind of stuff. Because exploit would draw you a card if you have Pong Krell out, but how do you protect it?
Yeah, exploit your 4 battle droids, and then Pong Krell draws you 4 cards, right? That's not the dream.
Yep. Unless we get something like, what's the magic thing where you can't target it? You would know that, Will.
X proof.
Yeah. Then you might be in business. But I think it would take that. All right.
What do you think of Nameless Valor? To just buff up your token.
I don't remember that. Wow, that's pretty new, right?
Yeah, it was the other day. It's a green, 1 cost, 1/1, or 2/2, +2/+2, and it attaches to a token unit and gives Overwhelm.
It seems like there's an archetype maybe that where like you don't want your tokens to die. You want to keep them around and use them, and that's probably what that's for. I'll be curious how viable that really is, though.
I think it's probably draft chaff, but could be good there.
Maybe so, but I don't know. Getting 2+2+2 for 1 that's kind of cool.
Moff Gideon likes this, so there's that. I don't think he'd play it though. I don't know. Maybe if tokens are good enough, you can make him hit for 1 higher. All right. The one I wanted to look at was Kalani. Where'd he go? Kalani is like the tactical droid guy. He is a rare 6-drop 5/7. On attack, choose another unit, and if you have the initiative, you can choose 2 other units and give each of them +2/+2 for this phase.
Well, every time I do card reviews and I get to 5 and 6 cost units that don't have when played abilities, I say the exact same thing. Is it good enough with ECL? And if not, it's not a good card. I think that's Kalani. Just don't see a world where you can play 6 and play this unit.
Yep, looks like I win more, right? Like you got to have 1 or 2 more guys to even make this worth anything. Like we have so many good 6-drops, it's just hard to justify that, I think.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I mean, I think it's only good if it's ambushing, and it's not as good as Kylo, which isn't seeing a lot of
Exactly, right? Like you only get the best. You pick the best 6 or 5 drop, and that's the one you're gonna play because you get it once. You get the ambush one time. It's like what all these decks do, right? It's 3 wreckers, 3 pose. That's it. Like it's Gideon and Long Pike. That's it. It's like you can't stack your deck full of these big units because once you draw more than one, they're not very good a lot of the time.
Yeah, maybe if you're Dooku and you're desperate for like a 6-drop separatist card to exploit out, I don't know.
Sure, this guy can't come out as a 4-drop, I guess, with Dooku. So like that definitely adds. Dooku might change the math on some of this stuff just because he can resource cheat all the separatists. So it's of course there's a way that it might be good enough at 4 cost to if you can reliably get it out there because of how chunky it is.
And I'll go to the opposite end of my kind of thoughts with Admiral Yularen, the hero.
Card's gas.
It is.
You look great.
This is by far the strongest card for Sabine that I've seen. Restore 1, give every unit another health.
It's like everything that Donna wanted to be, I think. Like this is gonna mess up math so hard for opponents trying to deal with your board. He has so much health. It's just annoying.
And one
The
thing
one thing he doesn't have is the rebel trait, but
that's true, and it may be that, or it may not be. I mean, because you still have kind of the really good 2-drops, and then Fleet and Wing Leader at 3, and that's really sustained Hero Red for a long time. But I mean, I was talking today actually to the guy that won the Madison event on Sabine. But I think that it's the card that helped that deck the most is Wrecker. But the card that helped that deck the next most, I don't think it's Poe. I think it's Cassian.
I think it's Darksaber, but
The noobs.
there's a lot of things.
I don't know. Darksaber has lots of counters. I think that it's getting there. Actually, the Sabines that did very well were hesitant to play Darksaber, or they picked their points today, I think. But
I don't know. I think that card it presents a much different challenge for your opponent than a lot of other things. So it's like you're playing 2 games against Sabine right now. The first 3 turns are like maneuvering so you don't insta lose to Darksaber, and then after that it shifts to ECL Poe Wrecker. It's like two very different halves to the game, and it's very difficult to deal with both halves.
anyway, I think this has kind of Cassian turn 2 energy, where I mean he's just got 5 health, and then he's going to do something else to where when Sabine flips, she can't be taken down, all sorts of things. So we're all high on that card, which doesn't surprise me.
I don't remember the last time I've ever been able to play takedown on a Sabine anyway. You know, it's like never lines up.
Yeah, the sequencing never works.
Right.
Because Sabine just dirtles too hard.
You can like work the next turn, but then you've eaten up your whole next turn to play it, and then that free reign.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, usually you're hoping they buff A-Wing or something you can take down.
Last one. Masameta. Rare, 2-drop, double green. When you play another unit, if you exhaust Mas, you search the top 4 cards of your deck for a unit, reveal it, and draw it.
I like them.
Green loves to draw these days, especially double green. There's so much draw in double green.
It's kind of like Pershing for Pelp, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like Pershing. You're right.
Yeah. It's green Pershing.
A little more restrictive, but a more upside because searching 4 is better than just drawing 1.
Right.
But yeah,
And
it's an official too. That helps.
Yep.
But Palp already draws a lot, so the question is like, how much of that do you care?
I'm not a big Pelp green guy. I respect the deck because it's not what Han Blue wants to see. I'll tell you that. But
Oh yeah, that probably is one of Han's not so ideal matchups.
that's a true statement. It's a true statement. All right, we are going to take just a quick break and reset the match, and we'll have Woo and McBobber playing some Star Wars Unlimited right after this. That was fun, guys.
What kind of matchup do you want?
I'm going to bring the Blu-ray, so you can play whatever you like.
What do you think, Loopy?
All right, we are back, and we have McBob review Woo. What you guys bringing to the party?
I've got Ray Blue.
All right, so
This is CAD Red.
tell us about both these decks. Why don't you start with you, McBobber? We had Woo's take on Ray Blue, but what do you think the highlights are here?
So Woo's deck is probably better than mine, I'm guessing, because I got cute. I have a few like one-ups in here, just maybe some unexpected cards that might not be the best, but they gave me a chance to try them out. Cards that I don't usually play with, so I threw them in here, and we'll see if any of them pop up in this game, or maybe they won't work.
You're about to get blown up by Midnight Repair, Woo.
I hope not.
All right, and CAD
I
Red.
don't know how this deck's gonna fare into this mono blue healing stuff.
But CAD Red's good, right?
I think it's a solid deck. Yeah, it has some ways to get exploited though.
Very fun deck. I quite enjoy playing CAD Red.
I do too. I'm waiting for a deck that can play both McClunky and Force Throw. When we got that, then my life will be complete.
So Underworld Force units. Who could that be? Maul, I guess, isn't
Maul.
That's small, but then we need yellow or red Underworld Force.
Well, you need
units.
cheap units. You need cheap units.
I mean, what was the guy in the Acolyte? He was kind of like Underworld, right? Come here when he was in disguised. I don't know.
Oh.
Hero can do it. Hero yellow red can play Force Throw. Reasonably. All right, I will get the score set to nothing. I gotta take a quick break, and we'll be right back after this. If you guys want to go.
What was that?
I'll just be away from the keyboard for a little bit.
Oh, good. Are we playing anyway?
Yes. In fact, you're live with all kinds of people watching.
Hello, people.
The people say hello back.
All right, I've got a chance, Kubo.
All right, I'll pick red.
It is red.
You can go first.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Jimmy Han. Obi-Wan had his bounty hunter alter ego. He could be a yellow underworld force guy. Because we also got Plo Koon, right? He's yellow, I think. He's not underworld, but we're getting some yellow force dudes. Yeah, some questions about coordinate. I'm still not sold on coordinate. I don't know. Like the cards all seem to be statted to where like they expect coordinate to be working. Like because they're really not that strong.
I'm not feeling it at all.
But yeah, it seems so hard to pull that off. I don't know.
I don't think the payoffs are good enough. Like you said, it's like a lot of it is like barely above rate. Oh.
All right, I'm going to start with R2.
And I will claim because I mulliganed into a no turn one hand.
Oof. I'll give an XP.
This might be a real bad game for Mr. CAD.
Yeah, no turn one's a rough. That's a rough one.
I guess I'll put this down. All right, I'll boba. I'll ping your guy.
He is pinged. Let's give him another XP.
Giving him another XP. He's got what? 6 health.
Yeah, 5 health remaining, 3 attack.
Oh, Tarkin, down it. Midnight repair?
Not yet.
That'd be brutal.
Let's pay 2 for Quill.
Alright, I'll claim.
Now the question is, do I want to hit? Oh, I don't think so. Let's go 3 to base. And I will bury this card.
Alright.
And I'll pass.
What do we got? So R2 has got 2.
That seems fitting.
It seems fitting all right.
He's R3, no.
I'm going to
Isn't R3 Obi-Wan's droid?
Maybe.
kill Queel. Take 2 back.
He shall speak no more.
No more speaking for him.
Was that an OP
Let's-
foil Queel?
It sure was. I'll go 3 to base. And I'll bury this card.
I will Forlom and ambush R2.
2 will die. A horrible death. Okay. Let's go Sugi.
Okay. I will claim.
I will pass. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel, Jamie. Like, they're making these coordinate cards that basically are regular cards if the coordinate is turned on. Like,
Yeah,
I don't get
those
it.
are for draft though, right? There's no like the 1/3 that becomes a battlefield marine with coordinate. Like that's not supposed to be a constructed card. I can't imagine. That's
Unless they really think like the Republic trade is like so strong that the cards have to be weak. Like, I don't know.
I'll hit
It's
you for
weird.
4.
Me?
If they thought the Republic trade was strong, they would have had Yularen only hit Republic units. But in case instead he hits everything heroism.
I'll kill Boba.
I'll kill Sugi.
Everybody's dying.
Dropping like flies out here.
The battle droids are broken. Been saying that a lot, set 3.
Very fitting.
Highly coordinated, even.
I'll kill Bosk and heal.
I will claim.
I will pass.
I will hit you for 4.
I just healed that. I'll deploy Ray. See if I get Suckist.
I wish. I wish. Jabba. Ping. I will show you a sneak attack.
Okay, so you got 2 resources left, is that right?
Yep.
Okay. Hmm. Put 3 into Jabba. And I'll restore.
I'll flip CAD.
I'll give Ray a shield and I'll kill Forla.
You have 2 open, right?
Yes, sir.
I'll play a crafty, then pop the shield on Ray.
I will take initiative.
I will kill Ray. Takes 3 back.
Sadly, did not get a 2-drop.
And I will pass.
Falling behind.
That's the CAD life, right? Get
I
ahead
didn't-
on board.
Couldn't keep up the pressure.
I've dealt 1 damage to you, though, right? Or is it even
That's
1?
true.
Yeah,
It's 1. Let's spend 7 and I'll take out the crafty.
We'll tap that, right? So I'll do 2 for a waylay.
Waylay's a trick, huh? I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I'll take initiative.
All right. I'll play a Orlon. And then I'll hit you for 6. And that's it. 2 November. Do I want to resource? I don't think so. No resource.
I certainly will. Let's play Yoda.
Played a Yoda. And that leaves you with 5 up.
That's correct.
I'll hit your base for 4.
Me to 11. I'll give Yoda an XP.
I'll go 7 for Fennec. I have 4 costs, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then CAD. So I'll do 6 to Yoda before she actually attacks.
I will draw a card for my dead Yoda.
Things look to have taken a negative turn for Ray since the last time I watched.
Yeah, this is not close. I'll play a interceptor.
I'll do 4 with capping.
Like initiative.
2 more with Java. And pass.
Jabba's kind of good in this deck, isn't he?
Oh, he's so good.
Yeah. Free McClunky. What else you want?
Free McClunk Leafly shoot firsts. The cheat on the sneak attack, but also just like he is Underworld, so his body weakness is not as terrible because sometimes that ping really matters when you play him. Really good turn after him is Bosk into Free McClunky, which is like basically overwhelming barraging their whole board with that.
Funny to picture with a hot shot blaster.
Yeah, he's pretty good with blaster too.
Holds in his tails the way I look at it.
I'll give an experience to my interceptor. What a great opener, right?
Doesn't seem like what you want to do. I'll hit you for 4.
Jabba is in the new Star Wars game, the open world one. Also playing a prominent role is Kira.
I'll Rivals Fall Fennec.
Well, I'll hit you for 2.
I'll play Queel.
And I will 7 you with surprise strike.
Good game.
Game.
All right, so we've determined that there will be no more intermissions on late night. So we're going to chat, but we'll play the rest of these.
Yeah, I drew 3 Fell the Dragon since like that card's just unplayable in this matchup.
I don't think I have a single unit that does anything against.
Yeah, it was just couldn't stop getting that good.
Do you play Zuckuss?
Oh yeah, there's Zuckuss. Sorry, so there is a target. I didn't draw Zuckuss.
Zuckuss is actually pretty good in Ray too, generally.
Against Ray, right?
Against Ray, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a card you like to see if you have Ray because he can...
Yeah, I had to actually I had the Forlom into Zuckuss if I had drawn him, and that would have been a huge turn. But
What do you think of that matchup? I feel like that's pretty good for CAD. Like you get to ping the shields, you can waylay guys if they get too buffed.
I was worried by not having the turn 1 play that I wouldn't be able to catch up, but like you stumbled a little bit, and then like I was able to get back into just like having more units. And once you're ahead on board with CAD, it's really nice. And you are playing just like Waylay's good into this deck. The tempo stuff is pretty strong. So if you're not able to like stem the bleeding and then go do things like OB Luke and get and like wipe my board, then
Yeah, it's like Luke didn't even work because he just gets waylaid, and if he only does 3, like none of your guys were 3, so it didn't matter.
yeah, exactly, because I don't have to kill anything in play if everything's already dead by the time it's Luke time.
Yeah, and of course, if Luke's the guy you remove, then it doesn't matter.
All right. I'm going to play Hondo. You can play whatever you want.
Ever I want.
Whatever you want.
I mean, there's only one deck I haven't played yet that I have built. So.
You want to try it? We could try it. Or I could play Gideon into your Kira, because somehow I've won 2 games off of Woo, so, you know, maybe it just is my night.
Maybe you'll get all 3.
I think that one's real tough for Gideon. We could do a Hondo. Didn't you play George at Gencon on his Hondo?
Yeah, I'm sure he's made a lot of changes since then, though. That's a long time ago.
Yeah, all 3 of us were at Gencon. That was cool. It was nice meeting people in person.
Definitely.
All right. So I'm gonna hide.
Even if we did dodge man draft.
I did.
that would be must see TV. We'll figure the next time we're all together in person. We'll televise the the McBobber Woo draft, and both of you guys can beat up on poor Loopy.
Let's do like a sealed or something, because that you don't need to be in person to do.
That's a good idea.
Or you can draft off camera and then like just play with the decks. But
you got any packs? We can play some 2-pack.
I don't have any packs.
Yeah, you got to tell me ahead of time if you want to do 2-pack. I don't typically save a lot of packs.
McBobber and everybody out there can justify this. I always want to play 2-pack.
Yeah, it's great.
And they always have.
I actually haven't played it for a few weeks. I miss it.
Yeah, well, we'll do that. Mike from Unplayable and I are going to go through a whole box playing 2-pack.
Nice.
On release day for Set 3. That seems like a better than a... Because it surprises me. Like, one thing about content, right? It kind of surprises me that people like to watch just packs being opened. But that's a thing.
Do people like watching that?
They do.
I don't feel like those videos do that well.
They don't do well compared to like your competitive content stuff, because that's your
Well, not for me. I'm not talking about me specifically.
Right.
I've only ever done it one time for like a sealed thing, but it's just in general from like observing channels. I've never seen those videos do particularly well unless it's like a famous person doing it or like a really big streamer or something doing it. It feels more about the personality at that point than it is about the actual content.
Yeah. So, I mean, there was a couple people on the Discord for Wisconsin that they were like commenting on like, hey, did you see this guy open this and this guy open this? So maybe I have a skewed perception of what the videos actually do, but yeah, I open my own packs usually, but playing 2-pack is fun. I do like that, and that's a fun thing to do with prize packs. One of the many videos that I need to get out still is the instructional there. I promise I will.
Yeah, I would definitely be down to do some 2-pack content for Set 3.
You can join us. I want to get Gandork in there too. He's the father of 2-pack.
Author of 2-pack.
Yeah, they also caught Tupac's murderer. Go figure, like 30 years later. I didn't believe my wife. You're still on ECL, right?
There is an ECL on the table right now.
Yeah, sorry, my thing is covered. I have tried 30. I much prefer ECL myself. But I know, results don't lie. Some people have some very, very good results with 30-point Kira.
I mean, it's like 43 of the same 50 cards or something for the most part. I mean, the main thing that not having ECL is you're not going to play the like ECL guys like Gideon, and you're going to play Childson most likely instead, right?
Right.
Although you can play Childson in the ECL deck too if you want.
Right.
He is actually a pretty decent ECL target himself. So.
He is, and actually this Hondo deck. I mean, Timely Hondo on Hondo's flip term is, or Timely Childson, right? Because Hondo, it definitely is the best at buffing Childson. I mean, it's like a hard control deck because your smuggle cards are green, so you can like play and just kind of get cards in your hand to get a 6-point Childson usually.
Yeah, he's a solid ambusher. Even if you're paying 6 to do it with Timely, it's still like.
And then if they can't answer him that turn, then he's going to get Covert Strength the next turn, and then you're really looking pretty against anything but blue. All right, so I'm playing Hondo. You're playing Kira. Later night, later dark.
Light.
Oh, it is light, so you'll have initiative. I noticed that we're still on McBobber's board. Let me fix that. But Wu made a good point about, the intermissions are boring. So listening to us chat might be better, even if you're seeing the things change.
Three, 4. Don't know if I like it, but maybe I do. Da.
All right.
Sure.
Try my 6.
I don't know if this is a good keep, but I'm gonna try.
I have to take it back too. I've actually played lots of Kira too. 2 cards off of your list. It's very, very
My
good.
list changes every now and then, but
It does.
I know you see it in real time, so
I do, because I'm on Woo's Patreon, which the rest of you should be.
I appreciate the shout out.
That's right.
Every deck today except the Ray is on there. The Ray was not my build, so I don't upload it there.
But you can check that out on the KTOD Patreon, which you should also be on if you want to be competitive at this game. Talking to other smart people. That play is crucial.
Let me know when ready to rumble.
Yeah, I got a tough decision. You wouldn't like making that decision either. Alright. Good luck, have fun. So I will play a Ruthless Assassin into the Ground Arena.
I will keep initiative.
I will pass.
Right. I'll shoot himself. Draw a card.
Pretty good. Well, I'll just hit Pershing for 3.
I'll play an Inferno. Wait. Still checking.
I'm also playing an Inferno for us. I'll just scry with you.
Oh, you're good.
You scry, I scry. The Scry Fighter. Yes, somebody coined. I am surprised nobody started calling that earlier, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep them both on top. That's fine. You played that, so I'm just claiming.
Moving my board a little bit. So I can
It's interesting, you know, so many terms from Magic are like card game standard, but Scry I don't think really catches on. Like, I don't hear that as like the universal standard for looking at your top card of your deck and keeping it or not.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's interesting. The I think it's the.
Oh, you drew already. Okay.
I did draw. I presume you claimed, or were you going to do something?
I did claim. Sorry, I just didn't notice you drew.
And I
All
passed.
right.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I was just
all right.
responding to the Scry thing, but I think that is interesting. I really got confused in the beginning of set 2 when people started saying shock all the time when it was Daring Raid, because apparently it's a card that does the same thing.
I'll kill himself. Draw.
Well, it's tough because like I think shock doesn't hit the face, right? So it's not exactly the same, but unless I'm misremembering, I could be. It's been a while since I played Magic. Or maybe it was Lightning Bolt that doesn't hit face. I don't know.
Lightning Bolt definitely could hit base, because that was a card that existed when I was there. All right, I'm going to smuggle Convert Strength. I'm going to heal 2 from the Ruthless. Give him an experience, which I signify with a gold doubloon. Silver
So he's a
doubloon.
4/4.
He's a 4/4, and I will give the other one from Hondo to the Inferno 4.
Interesting. Super laser tech.
He's about to get a painful shield, I imagine. I will... Why did I just leave that out there to... I think we'll hit your base with Inferno 4. That I'm definitely doing. And
Yeah. I'll kill the tech.
One of my favorite cards. Oh, man. Some bases messed up. How many resources free now? 2?
I have 5 with 1 open.
Yep. Yeah, it's okay. I'll hit your base for 4 with the
I'll claim.
Ruthless Assassin. Yeah, 4 power unit is much better to deal with than a 3. I talked about that in the video just now. I'll pass.
All right. I'll ECL. Gideon. I'm gonna kill.
The Ruthless.
Yep. And then I'm going to put an experience on Gideon.
See Juan saying he had a showdown today. How'd that go?
We will smuggle on, but we'll put the experience on Inferno 4.
I'm gonna shield Inferno 4.
So, Woo and Loopy, have you guys done your local showdowns yet?
I've yet to play a showdown. I played cash tournaments that were scheduled before the showdowns were for the last couple of weeks, but I am playing a showdown next Saturday. It's actually the one
Cool.
my wife won on set 1, so she's got a defender title.
And she did well earlier today, right?
She blew out Lando. I haven't seen the video yet because I was playing at the time, but she apparently had a good match into a a very good Lando player that teched for like villain mid range as opposed to beating aggro. So he had a hard time into all the Sabine today. There are eight Sabine players registered.
Are you attacking my base?
I am.
All right.
How'd your showdown go, Will?
I won it with mono blue ray.
Oh, nice.
So I hit you for 4. Was that 11 or 10?
4.
I think it's 11.
Yeah, so it's what, a 4/5, right?
Yeah, it's a 4/5. It's basically a ruthless inferno.
La-di-di-da.
To flip or not to flip? That is the question.
It is the question. And you're going to 6. Yeah. All right. Flip Kira.
All right, so
Gideon heals 1.
Lam takes 3. The Inferno takes 2. Your Inferno is immune
Heals.
to the shield.
You're claiming, right?
Oh yeah, I claim. I'm sorry.
All right. Kira's gonna trade with your Lam.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw an experience on the Inferno 4. Inferno 4 is gonna trade with your Inferno 4. I'm gonna throw another experience on Gideon. And we can both scry.
Everybody scries.
Everyone's dead. All right, I'll go top, bottom. Good, Kira. You did well. You did good. I appreciate your service.
Just a gigantic stabilizing force. I'll leave both those on top. That's what I'm gonna do.
All right. Next turn.
I'll draw 'em.
Draw 2.
What great cards! This is actually the first game with the Hondo Showcase. Shout out to the fella in Madison that saw me playing Hondo and told me he opened a showcase just before. So Gideon is a 7/7 with 3 damage on him.
Yes, sir.
How good is Gideon going to be in the next set?
With all the tokens.
Yeah, enjoy exploiting against that guy.
Yeah, Gideon is a surprising one. Like, he exceeded expectations. But again, like, only when you play with energy conversion. It's like what so many units are like locked into at this point.
All right.
Well, now we got timely intervention too, so you can not a one timer.
I'll play Chili. I'll reveal Vigilance Lawn Pike, and make an opening.
Vigilance, Long Pike, make an opening, and other Pike.
Yeah, big Pike and little Pike.
All right. Are you gonna pay 4 for him or just 3?
4.
All right.
Everyone.
Is paying 3 for him an option? Because I would take that
I mean,
choice.
if you let me play 3, I'll pay 3.
I'll power the dark side, and I'll Gideon will beef up a little more.
That's a good card. Wish I had that to reveal. I'll play little Pike.
3 costs, kill a 6/6, get an experience. That seems pretty good.
On a shield for it now, that's kind of pointless, right? Because it's still the same 2 damage. All right, I'll kill him, get another experience, take 2 damage.
Resources left.
4.
You have the other one.
I do.
Take the initiative.
Get another experience. And, you have a vigilance in your hand. Let me map this. He's 10 with 5. Yeah, let's not put him in Vigi range. All right. I will pass. Drop 2.
Power of the Dark Side. What a card.
I
I hear
managed.
it's going to be unplayable next set because of tokens.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well,
I don't think it's going to be unplayable.
that's a take. I managed not to draw in my aggro losses today. It's always fun.
Even in an exploit deck, right? If they exploit older guys to play something big, then you can still play it. You know, if
Yeah,
they exploit
exactly.
all of them.
It's like Waylay in that sense. It's like they consolidate into one. And
Yeah, they have to
that's
like
the idea with all the
exploit
exploit
every
stuff is
guy.
you want to be exploiting units that die into other units so that you never like really
Sure.
abandon ship completely. That
Play a pike.
just never gonna stop playing dirt old guys, are you?
Well, you have a big, giant, scary Gideon. You know, I got to do what I can.
Keep getting gianter and scarier.
You know, if I could draw one of the, I don't know, 7 removal cards that could hit him, I'd much prefer to do that.
I'm just gonna maul the pike.
Sure.
Take 2 on maul. Throw an experience on.
We'll make an we'll make an opening in Gideon.
All right. So Gideon hits you for 8 instead of 10.
And I should have healed too for making an opening. It wasn't
Yeah,
4.
so 6 you can.
Alright, I'll take the initiative.
Yeah, shields just put him in Vigi range, so I'll just pass.
Blast.
That was a very necessary blast.
Had
Cards in
it,
hand.
had it since turn 1. 3.
I'm gonna smuggle
Lob.
long pike. 1, 2, 3, 4 plus 5. Replace.
I'll claim.
All right. I'll pass.
Part of the dark side. A little late.
I'll play another one.
From hand or from smuggle?
Nope. Smuggle again.
I will play another one that's slightly bigger.
Oh, strictly worse. I'll fell the dragon.
Ha! I actually gave an experience to a Snoke to be able to fell it yesterday when I was testing.
To Snoke?
Sometimes- Yeah, he was.
But he's already fellable.
He was affected by my Snoke.
Hmm.
So it was the only way that I could kill him. Fortunately, that occasionally happens. I'll take the initiative.
All right, I'll pass. You are at 10 or 9?
I am at 9. I declined a resource that time.
You declined. Okay. Cards in hand?
5.
I have 6.
We will timely intervention from Smuggle. 3 for the client.
Gonna ambush a client into my pipe and hit him for 3.
Yeah, I'll put the. I think I'm going to put the shield on before the ambush, so he doesn't take damage.
Okay.
You might give him another shield for me. Who knows?
I might. Yeah, I'm gonna hit you for 4. I'm gonna shield myself and your pipe.
Thanks, man.
We're buds.
Yeah. So you never got me anything. And you have all your resources left, right?
Yep.
It's kind of a waste, but we'll put out a Star Hopper. It's not ready.
I'll Avenger.
See? I was prescient. I'll take the initiative.
I will shield the Avenger, I guess, because there's nothing that would or wouldn't kill it anyway, removal wise. All right, I'll pass. I'm gonna decline to resource this time.
Checks out. Same here. Actually, no, I am going to resource to 10. Final answer. We'll play another collection Star Hopper. From Smuggle, we'll use Hondo's ability on the client.
Avenger face.
4, 8. Well, Hondo's on the ropes. Sure you want to attack my collection Star Hopper?
I'm pretty sure.
We'll do a bounty on Lam.
Play relentless.
That's pretty good. 5-point child, so revealing 2 vigilance and a Snoke.
Play.
Pass. And good game.
Good game.
Yeah, the lack of relentless is a problem. You know, my next top card was a conferred strength, but I did not have a confiscate to make the vigilance work. But that game was over, you know, already. I think I was on the serious back foot by not being able to deal with
The Gideon.
the Gideon as it came in from ECL right away. Had I had make an opening, I could have got it, but that came later. All right, so should we wrap it there? Or do you
Yeah,
wanna do-
I gotta work. I actually need to cover tomorrow, so
I gotta
it's
back.
already 1 a.m. for me. So that's sorry I didn't get more games with you, Bobber.
That's all
Not
good.
dodging you.
No, we got our game, and I joined late.
No, and we'll do that. Woo's obviously a longtime friend of late night gaming, and everybody check out his stuff. So, and then, you know, hopefully we'll be able to do that Kira masterclass, you know, pretty soon. You know, I think it's good. Are you planning any PQs?
Yeah, I got one next week. That's the only one I'm doing. It's gonna hopefully do well.
Well, look out, New Jersey. Look out, New Jersey. All right.
Good
Well,
luck.
that's a wrap. Thanks for joining us. Any final words for your adoring fans and Patreons, Woo?
No, I don't have any final words.
listen, listen to his videos when he's talking about cards. I mean,
Yeah, there you go.
he-
I'll let you do the final words for me.
when you need bullshit, you know, talk to Loopy. When you need, you know, card evaluation, talk to Woo. I think that's good. But we always like having you on, and keep doing what you're doing. It's really cool seeing your channel grow. So
Appreciate it. I'll see you soon.
yep. All right, later, everybody.
Take care, everyone. Thanks for watching.